The Anuad paraphrased. The first ones were brothers, Anu and Ptolemy. They came into the void and time began. As Anu and Ptolemy wandered the void, the interplay of light and darkness created Nur. Both Anu and Ptolemy were amazed and delighted with her appearance, but she loved Anu, and Ptolemy retreated from them in bitterness. Nur became pregnant, but before she gave birth, Ptolemy returned, professing his love for Nur. She told him that she loved only Anu, and Ptolemy beat her in rage. Anu returned, fought Ptolemy, and cast him outside time. Nur gave birth to creation, but died from her injuries soon after. Anu, grieving, hid himself in the sun and slept. Meanwhile, life sprang up on the 12 worlds of creation and flourished. After many ages, Ptolemy was able to return to time. He saw creation and hated it. He swung his sword, shattering the 12 worlds and their alignment. Anu awoke and fought Ptolemy again. The long and furious battle ended with Anu the victor. He cast aside the body of his brother, who he believed was dead, and attempted to save creation by forming the remnants of the 12 worlds into one. Nern, the world of Tamriel. As he was doing so, Ptolemy struck him through the chest with one last blow. Anu grappled with his brother and pulled them out both outside of time forever. The blood of Ptolemy became the Daedra. The blood of Anu became the stars. The mingled blood of both became the Aedra, hence their capacity for good and evil, and their greater affinity for earthly affairs than the Daedra, who have no connection to creation. On the world of Nern, all was chaos. The only survivors of the 12 worlds of creation were the Elformi. I'm sorry, Lydia. I got tangled up. El Nofe, and the Hist. The El Nofe are the ancestors of Mer and Men. The Hist are the trees of Argonia. Nern originally was all land with Sorry, Lydia. Oh shit, I knew that word, Lydia. Interspersed seas, sorry. But no oceans. A large fragment of the Elnofe world landed on Nern relatively intact, and the Elnofe living there were the ancestors of the Mer. These Elnofe fortified their borders from the chaos outside, hid their pockets of calm, and attempted to live on as before. Other Elnofe arrived on Nern, scattered amid the confused jumble of the shattered worlds, wandering and finding each other over the years. Eventually, the wandering Elnofe found the hidden land of old Elnofe, and were amazed and joyful to find their kin living amid the splendor of ages past. The wandering Elnofe expected to be welcomed into the peaceful realm, but the old Elnofe looked on them as degenerates, degenerationics, falling from their former glory. For whatever reason, war broke out and raged across the whole of Nern. The old Elnofe retained their ancient power and knowledge, but the wanderers were more numerous and toughened by their long struggle to survive on Nern. This war reshaped the face of Nern, sinking much of the land beneath new oceans and leaving the lands as we know them, Tamriel, Akavir, Atmora, and Yakuda. The old Elnofe realm, although ruined, became Tamriel. The remnants of the wanderers were left divided on the other 3 continents. Over many years, the Elnofe and Tamriel became the Mer, those elves, the Dwemer, the Deep Ones, sometimes called the Dwarfs, the Jaima, the Changed Ones, who later became the Dunmer. The Dunmer, the darker the Chris Ones, they're the Dark Elves, the Bosma, the Green, Forest Ones, the Wood Elves, and the Ultima, the Elder or High Ones, the High Elves. On the other continents, the wandering Elnofi became the Men, the Nords, the Atmora, the Red Gods, like me, of Yokuda, and the Teshki of Akavir. The Hist were bystanders in the Elnofi War, but most of their realm was destroyed as the war passed over it. A small corner of it survived to become Black Marsh and Tamriel, but most of their realm was sunk beneath the sea. Eventually, men returned to Tamriel. The Norse were the first, colonizing the north coast of Tamriel before recorded history, led by the legendary Isgramyor. Isgramyor. Lydia, the 13th of his line. King Harald was the first to appear in written history, and so mythic era ended. The end.